Hey guys, so we're going to do a reading. So I know there's a lot going on. Obviously, with Israel, everybody's got their eyes on it right now. And one of the big things is try not to fear right now and be extremely discerning about what news you're watching and the news coming in and the things that people are saying and going to say. Like right now, we know the one hospital was taken down and there's a lot of loss of life with that. And a lot of us rational people will be like, that's a hospital. That's civilians. That's people, trying to recover, and that's cold-blooded, right? So right now Israel is saying they didn't do it. They're saying some other group did it and all this stuff. And it was a misfire. And I know that all warfare is based on deception, and we cannot trust anybody saying stuff right now. I'm not saying they did. I'm not even sure how that happened. So I'm not going to even read on and claim to figure it out. But I will say, as they have their own vested interest and then other people and all this stuff, we can't believe anything that anybody is saying, necessarily take them at face value, because all warfare is based on deception. Okay? But we do know several things. I mean, we know they got to get the hostages out. I mean, we know that. Okay? That has to happen. They got to figure that out. But Biden, this is what we're going to read on. Biden is going to go over there, and he's going to try to talk. He's on his way to Israel, or he might already be there now. But he's going to try to talk, and he's going to talk to them. I believe he's going to talk to like Jordan, Egypt, and then the leader. Well, I guess they have kind of a leader in Palestine. He needs to talk to them. Because I know his prerogative. Okay, as the president of the United States is cutting down on the loss of life of innocent Palestinians. It's a big one. Getting the hostages out because there's Americans over there. That's a big one. Okay, getting them evacuated, the Americans out of there. That's what the ships, they're going to be working on. Get them out of the mess. Okay. And there's a lot. So, how the way this all goes down is a big thing, and I know he's, I'm sure he's concerned more about lives than career right now at the moment. But of course, he still has a vested interest in making all the right moves, because if the wrong person gets elected next year, right, okay. But remember, we're going to be shifting. So, hopefully we can avoid a yucky fate with that. Okay, that's what the light people, we're trying to all elevate in consciousness. No matter what is going to happen, we're all going to wake up. I've talked about it. The dead in Christ rise up, dead in the living. We're all going to wake up. Okay, we will not all sleep. We will all be changed. Okay, so let's pull a Art of War card. Sun Tzu says, oh boy, it's the big one. It's the main one. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb to every battle. That, even interpersonally in life, you got to know who the enemy is, and you got to know yourself. Okay? And even us, as we work on our spiritual transformation, got to know our ego. Okay? We got to take it down. And everything, we all individually got to take it down, and that's where a lot of the light workers are trying. People, the way to elevate the planet, the way to really do it, is spiritual transformation. Just like I was listening to Sat Guru the other day, and pretty much, and I just did a post tonight in the group, and I said the way, that we're going to get past this war crap and all that, okay, is spiritual transformation. Individually, okay, there has to be a radical change inside of human beings. It has to be done, okay. And I know we have people that are evolving. They're waking up, they're evolving, they're getting out, they're trying to go do good things. And then there's people that are devolving, that just don't care, don't whatever. There's going to be that, okay. That's going to happen. But, fret not, okay, there are people that are evolving, okay, there are, because when darkness rises up, Okay, the light is going to rise up to meet it. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. So an anti-war movement most likely is going to rise. We're going to see that because, you know, the a civilian loss of life, you know, we got to do it differently, you know, and people are trying to do it the same old tired way, okay, and we got to do it differently. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, I know it can be like, well, what do you do? What do you do? You know, I know, well, we got to do something different. You know, we really got to do that. We're going to go ahead and read with Stranger Things. I call it the Apocalyptic Deck. There's a lot more to that movie that meets the eye, okay? And we're going to see how Biden's trip is going to go, kind of whatever Spirit has to say. You know, he can make a, you know, we're the biggest, you know, nation, you know, like, you know, we're normally the stabilizer on the planet. We're very important. And how he goes in there and talks and everything, you know, hopefully we got to do the right thing, try to calm this down. You know, everybody needs to think rationally, ways, you know, and hopefully, you know, can achieve peace and get these hostages out, okay? But and I feel like, though, it's not good. No war is good. But one thing that is happening is people are starting to become aware of what's been going on in Gaza for decades. There's a lot of people who were not aware of it, or they had only one perception of it, or they had kind of an idea like, oh, things go on in the Middle East and they do, but now it's very much in the face of everyone that now people are starting to see a little bit differently what the life in Gaza is like. Okay, that's one thing the internet can do. You know, a picture or a video can speak 1,000 words. But, of course, people that are chiming in our ear can also try to color perception. So we got to be very discerning the news that comes out. Pay attention to what you see, though, okay? You know, and with things that are going on. But, you know, life in Gaza is horrible, okay? And it's been horrible for the people of Palestine for a long time and stuff, and just both sides need to shake hands, get along. Things like apartheid, segregation have never worked. We know that happened in this country with African Americans. It was horrible. It doesn't work, and it shouldn't be done. People got to learn to coexist and live together. Okay, so, you know, we can see, you know, when they haven't, you know, had not figured that out and tried to do this thing, okay, and they, you know, Israel has needed to accept a peace treaty for a very long time, and because of all this madness, okay, this is where we're at. So let's see how Biden's going to do, what Stranger Things deck has to say. Hopefully we get to peace, but yes, if you know the enemy, you know yourself. Need not fear the result of 100 battles. You got to know, if you know yourself, not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer defeat. If you know not yourself and not the enemy, you will succumb to every battle. That is the quintessential. Everything is in that, in the Sun Tzu Art of War. Everything. And it also applies to your life. Ooh, Hangman reverse. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the card, what it looks like. It's in the reverse. So we know that normally will show in the tarot, you know, the man on the cross. It could be St. John on the cross and everything. And, you know, he is, you know, he's upside down when I have it reversed. But one of the things, you know, with the Hangman is to awaken. And that is the big thing. Spirit wants everyone to awaken. Everyone to surrender. And everyone to awaken. That's what Spirit wants. There is resistance to that, especially those that want to do things the old way. Okay, that's a big thing. We also do have numbers is over there saying no surrender, you know, when the law is coming down. Okay, and I told you guys before that he ain't just saying no surrender to, you know, the courts. He's really saying no surrender to Spirit. Okay, we all need to surrender, wave the white flag, and stop the madness. Okay, that's what Spirit wants. And awaken. Okay, we all will wake up. Where will you be standing? We know that. Now let's focus. We also want to look at whatever Spirit has to say. We got the high priestess is crossing over here and stuff, you know, that deep inner knowing. We got a lot of spiritual folks. I know you guys, you know, that are watching, you know, a lot of readers that are speaking. And I hope you guys are paying attention, you know, to certain ones. Hopefully, make sure they're in alignment with the light. Okay, there's a lot of people saying, but yes, the high priestess, that is the Isis card, that is Persephone card, you know, that is Mother Mary card, like it's time to go within. That also, the high priestess sits between the pillars of Oban and Joshin, which were the pillars of the temple of Solomon. They don't have a temple over there, but that represents the temple within, of course, the temple of God. The Ark of the Covenant is within and inside us. Now let's go to the hidden areas. What do we got? Okay, so we got the 9 of dice. That is actually the 9 of swords, which can be the depression, expecting the worst, fear. Okay, so you guys, no matter what you see going on, release the fear. The fear is not going to do any good. Okay, this is the time we got to work on our personal and spiritual transformation. That is how we're going to elevate consciousness on the planet. Okay, a lot of this darkness wants everybody to feel fearful and powerless to everything that is going on, expecting the worst, doom. And there's a lot of people, let me pull up for this one. Okay, with that 9 of swords energy, expecting the worst. You know, there's a lot of Christians that are like, end of times. Okay, I know. Okay, and the thing is, and like I've been trying to tell you guys, and a lot of light workers trying to tell you guys, is we have always had the ability to avoid a negative fate. Okay, we, you know, the light worker says, no, we don't want this. We want peace. And actually, don't you think Jesus would want peace and not the end times? I mean, come on. What do you think? Okay, does he want it all to go? Okay, you know, of course, you know, peace. And so I know he says stuff going, you know, come and all that, every time, wake up and all this. Okay, but we can avoid the ridiculousness. There's always been a way. Okay, so, but I know a lot of people are scared. You know, they're like, oh man, I'm on this planet and it's very unstable right now. Okay, so that's why we got to work on our inner transformation. Okay, we got to do that. That is very important. So do, you know, and that, just like I tell you guys, do not fear that which could kill the body, but that which could kill the soul. We want to save our souls. Okay, we want to save souls. And one of the things also, we cannot be silent. This is the time we've got to be speaking up about things that are going on. So you got a Facebook page, or you got, you know, a lot of people have social media. You got to speak up on this stuff. Okay, war is not the answer. Marianne Williamson has said some good things. Check her channel out. She said some, you know, some good things about it. You know, taking out civilians is not the answer. There's got to be another way. Starving them out, denying them food, electricity, water, you know, whatever. You know, this is not the answer. Okay, let's do it. Age of Aries stuff, not the answer. Okay, but everybody, I know, nobody likes war. But then there are some warmongers. There are. You know, there are those. Of course, it's a money-making business, right? 5 of Swords reversed. More battles to come. Okay, that's the 5 of dice, 5 of swords. Yes, unfortunately, one of the things I know, this ground thing that they've been talking about, okay, is, I know they got to get the hostages, but, you know, we're kind of focusing on Biden here. Was something overlapping this mess? Death is overlapping it. Death is the one thing that's real. Okay, I mean, we could sit there. Let me pull up. There's a lot of death. It's just pure death going on over there, guys. You know, that's the one thing that will wake you up and snap you to reality, is death. Okay, but one of the things the Buddhist, let me see if I can find him. Let me get you exactly what he said. The guy who does the Buddhist boot camp, he's got a good page. I've been following him for years. But let me pull up exactly what he said, because he said something very, very powerful and very important yesterday. Hold on. There he is. And this is what he said. Don't pretend to know what it's like. You don't. And let's hope you never do. Just be the peace, or you contribute to the war. Okay, those of us in the U.S., I mean, we had 9/11 and that shook us to our core. Okay, because we never had something like that happen, right? Okay, so imagine Gaza has that happen all the time in many, many ways. Okay, it has for a long time. You know, you never know when something's going to happen. Okay, so, many of us in the U.S. have led very sheltered lives, thanks to servicemen who worked hard to really protect and, serve and, keep us safe from things like this. We need to really thank them and be appreciative of their service, okay, and stuff. So, but what I was saying is that we can empathize. We do have the ability. We can't know. There is a difference, in knowing what it's like to live in Gaza, but we can look at what is going on and we can use the power of empathy and empathize and then have some compassion for people who have to live this way. Okay, we do have that ability. And those that don't have empathy and are so detached and disconnected, okay, from that and look at that and cannot see people as people, that's concerning. And that's why we have things like war. Okay, that's why, when people are not seen as people or children not seen as children and various things. Okay, and the Spirit definitely wants us to empathize. So it is true. He is correct, though. Many of us in the U.S. do not know. We don't have that firsthand knowledge of what it's like to be surrounded by death and that it could come any time, like for them in Gaza. And also, Israel too. Okay, for the Jewish people, stuff can happen to them too. They live that way too. Okay, but it's a little different. Gaza is real bad, okay? Occupation and everything. But we can empathize. We can do that. Let's go back down. And we need to empathize, okay? And then when we empathize, we can rise up and say, we got to find another way here. Okay? Let's look at the past position. So we got the Queen of Swords reversed. Very often I can see the Queen of Swords as Lady Liberty. If I'm doing a read like this, I think of the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty. We got to be very, very careful. Not, oh God, not another fucking conflict and all this stuff. And I know Biden's got a big job ahead of him with all this stuff going on. He wants to deter the worst. Everybody wants to deter the worst, okay? Well, almost everybody, okay? Got the King of Spokes, okay? That's the King of Cups. That's Biden, okay? He's on his way over there. Let's put a card next to him to see what that represents. Okay, so we've got, we got the Six of Wands reverse, okay? Now, it doesn't mean a total defeat yet, but, this is certain, this is not going successful at the moment because of all the casualties, and he knows that, and everything, getting the hostages, it's a mess, and everything else. So he needs some kind of fresh, new ideas, perspective to be able to get for a victory. There's really going to be no winners here in this whole mess, though, to be honest. Even though my read with Israel, they will prevail, inevitably get there. But, they've got the stronger military and all that, but still, okay, it's a bittersweet victory. You know what I'm saying? It's a messy. It's ugly. But I feel like we're going to be very enlightened. Emperor, that's Aries, God of War. Okay, that's at the crown, the God of War. That's a big problem. Okay, doing this war god thing, the age of Aries, and that's what I'm telling you guys. Even though we're in the age of Pisces, on our way to the Pluto age of Aquarius, not the precession yet, but we're heading that direction. They're still doing age of Aries stuff. This war, okay? It is bad, bad, bad. So let's see what's going on. But Biden's working on it. I know. There's really no winners here. Okay, so we got the Nine of Pentacles reverse. Okay, there is a certain interconnectedness and codependency in that Israel is very codependent on U.S. to back them up. If we didn't back them up, if they were on their own, they'd be in big trouble. They know it. Okay, so they're very dependent on America to back them up and all this stuff. But I do feel Biden is aware, okay, that, you know, innocent Palestinians cannot be harmed in this conflict. How he does his moves are very important, but everything interconnected, and they are very codependent, and especially on any allies and stuff. So let's see some of the inner, what Spirit kind of wants to say to us is the way I'm going to lay it out. Five of Scoops. Okay, that's Five of Pentacles. That is, we all need to go within. We need to go into that inner sanctuary. We need to get into what I've been calling the shack. We need to get working on our spiritual transformation. We need to all pray. That's a big one. We all need to pray. It's time. Everybody needs to. Believe me, prayers do work. They really do. Ten of Wands reverse. Oh man, they need to let go. You know, this burden everybody's been carrying, trying to burden other people, and all this stuff needs to be let go. Okay? And just a lot of people need to stop. Let's look in the environment. Page of Scoops. That is the Page of Pentacles reverse and stuff. One of the things I kind of look at that immediately, what I'm kind of thinking here, that because that's Page of Pentacles, I feel like people are going to want to rewrite history and look at, you know, the history, they need to look at this, doing things the same old way and expected a different result ain't working. We got to learn from history. We got to stop repeating history. We got to do things different. People got to learn to coexist, live together, shake hands. It's got to stop. You know, doing this, you know, it's got to stop, period. And stop. So we got the Knight of Strands, which is the Knight of Wands reverse. There's a lot of people that are angry over there. You know, obviously military going in. They're on fire. They're upset. I do not blame Israel for being upset for this attack and the hostages. Of course not. We are all upset. We all know it's wrong. I think we're all in consensus with that. It's how going about things needs to be more thought out than just throwing shit at Gaza. Okay? And cutting these people off. I'm making them suffer. You know, it's just like, you know, the Netanyahu, whatever, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to punish them and going to do this and do that. Oh, God, it's got to stop. The tower reversed. Okay, can we recover from this? It is a reversal of the tower and stuff. But yeah, that's in the hopes and fears. Well, you know, it's just crumbling and stuff. A lot of things are crumbling. The whole buildings are crumbling in Gaza. The outcome, Two of Wands reverse. Okay, so with that, you know, we've got to like look outward to explore the possibilities. Biden's going to be exploring the possibilities to be able to look for better solutions, better ways to handle this. There's got to be better ways. There's got to be people talking things out, trying to work this out. Okay, sitting down, you know, and stopping the madness. Okay, he's going to do his best. How will he do? Two of Scoops, Two of Pentacles reverse. And see, you know, I'm hoping that when he has these one-on-one connections, we notice we got twos and twos. Very crossroads. Two of Wands can be that crossroads, okay? But having these one-to-one connections, you know, and getting through is going to be very critical. You know, his moves are going to impact the globe, okay? They're going to impact the globe, period. There's no way around it. Ten of Swords reverse. Okay, and the Ten of Swords, most of you know, flattened the death and everything. We need to reverse that. We need to not take more lives. He knows that. And I'm hoping with the reversal of the Ten of Swords, we can cut down on that. Okay, get through to these people. But it's going to be hard. He's got a big challenge. The reversal gives me a little bit of hope there. I'm not seeing a lot of hope. I'm not seeing it's going to end right away. Though I do feel around Sagittarius energy, hopefully, you know, things they settle. You know, they can if they want to, okay, and stuff. I know they were talking about maybe releasing some hostage, you know, it's all crazy and stuff. There needs to be some work here. But, you know, it does look like with the Ten of Swords reversing, you know, exploring the possibilities, coming up with options, the one-to-one, the crossroads energy that Biden will pull off, you know, with some of these talks, especially with us being the superpower and him being in charge of that superpower. that he will actually save lives with some of the discussion. Not all of them, obviously, but he will cut down on it. Okay? And stuff. And, you know, a big thing, God, you know, if they could figure out another way than go into the ground, sending ground troops in Gaza, that's, to me, that's a disaster. I'm not sure what, you know, it sure looks, you know, inevitable in some ways, but I'm hoping Biden can talk him out of it personally, because it would just be really ugly. Okay, real ugly if they go in, you know, with boots on, you know, on the ground. It'll be ugly. Okay, but I have a feeling he could save lives. I have a feeling he will pull something off. Okay, and it's not all, obviously, with this going on and everybody doing this, but he will cut down on the lives lost. Okay, that's one hope I've got in there, at least with that Ten of Swords reversing at the end. Okay, I do hope this helps, and let's just pray for peace. Okay.